Hey, how you doing over there? Everything okay? Good, good. This is Mr. Cozy. This is video 30. Video 30, we will look at how to solve quadratics using factoring. So one of the things that we talked about in the last video is that some quadratic equations we can solve just through inverse operations, and that's primarily the case if the quadratic only has one x variable that it is being squared. But when we looked yesterday at this example, we talked about how this can't be solved using inverse operations because we have two x variables. One it is squared and one is not. And so we need another method for solving. The method that we will look at today is to solve using factoring. And the idea is pretty simple. You take your equation, move everything to one side. That on this one, everything is already moved to one side, and then take this quadratic trinomial that we have and factor it. So we have I need two factors of 3, -3, that add up to +2. That would be x plus 3 and x minus 1 equals 0. Okay? At this point, we can use the zero property. So let's recall the zero property, because this is one that everybody knows and no one remembers. The zero property says that if you have something times something else equaling 0, then one of those two things, blue, is 0. So either x plus 3 is 0 or x minus 1 is 0. And so x is -3 or x is +1. Okay? It's a lot of students like to skip this step and go right to the answer, and that's okay. I won't hold that against you so long as you remember why this works. Okay? Okay, let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at x squared minus 6x plus 5 equals -4. Now you may be tempted to try to factor this right away. Remember that you need to equal 0. You need everything on one side. So step 1 is to move everything to one side. And then factor. This one factors very nicely. So now we have something times something else equaling 0. So each of those things is 0. Either x minus 3 is 0 or x minus 3 is 0. So x is 3 or 3. So x is 3. Okay? Let's do another one. Let's do 2x squared equals 3x. Okay? Pull everything to one side. And factor. Now, students see something like this and start freaking out because it's not a trinomial. That's okay. If it's not a trinomial, awesome. This is easier to factor because it has a greatest common factor. of x. I can factor out an x, and I'm left with 2x minus 3. Now this kind of a problem is really pretty simple, but students get confused because it looks a little different. Okay, pull everything to one side. What we have isn't a trinomial; it is a binomial. That's okay. And our two factors look a little different. Let me highlight them so that you see them. Here is one factor. Here's the other factor. And I'm using the exact same rule that we used earlier. If something times something else equals 0, then one of those two things is 0. So either x is 0. That's very convenient because that's already solved for us, or 2x minus 3 is 0, and I need to solve that. Plus 3 plus 3, 2x equals 3, divide by 2, divide with 2, x is 3/2. So x is 0 or 3/2. Okay? So don't let this throw you. It's really a pretty easy problem. So look at one more, and we will call it a day. 6x squared minus 7 equals 19x. Okay, let's pull everything to one side. And we have to factor. So okay, we have a leading coefficient of 0 or of 6. So we need to play the number game to factor it. Factors for my first term can be 1 and 6, or 2 and 3. Factors for my second term, or for my last term, have got to be 7 and 1, because those are my only options. So I need some way of multiplying these so that when I multiply across and add them up, I'm going to get negative 19. Do you see it? If I put a 3, if I go 3 and 2 and match that up with 7 and negative 1. Actually, I want the negative up here with the 7. Negative 7 and positive 1. This is negative 21. This is 2. And those add up to negative 19. So my two factors are, and once again, you go diagonally for your factors. 3x plus 1 and 2x minus 7 equals 0. So either this is 0 or this is 0. So we solve each one. X is negative 1/3. Or 7/2. All right. Okay. So yeah. Solving using factoring. Now here's the question to think about for tomorrow: is what do we do if we get everything to one side and we do not have something that we can factor? This will not factor for us. So what do we do? We'll talk about that tomorrow. I think we've talked about enough today. Have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.